If you are dealing with someone who has suddenly pulled back or pulled away and you're feeling very confused but also very activated by this, I want to support you through that process and answer some questions that I get asked a lot. Like, why are they pulling away? Why did they do this? I thought things were going so well. So a lot of times when someone pulls away, I'm going to talk about the masculine first. This is really important to know, okay? Really, really important. And this is why I'm sitting in my car, because I get all of these ideas that come through and then I need to share them, right? So I'm like, okay, when I get to my destination, I'm recording this while it's fresh in my mind as the downloads are coming through. So we're going to look at the masculine first. Understanding the masculine and the masculine wounding of the warrior's wound is going to severely help you when you're trying to figure out, why are they pulling away? Why are they pulling back? Why are they kind of vanishing? All right. So the warrior's wound, I've talked about this a lot, but I know lots of new people come across this, so I will go ahead and refresh everyone's memory. The warrior's wound is based around the inherited wounding of the masculine pertaining to the fear of failure and inadequacy. So if we think back even over like Roman times or caveman times, if a man couldn't protect, if he couldn't hunt and kill and bring that food back, then people died. Okay? That's a lot of pressure. If they couldn't protect against others, if they couldn't provide the way that they were supposed to, people died, right? They didn't eat. They were slaughtered by other, barbarians or what, I don't know, like this is a real thing. And so this has been an inherited pressure that has been on the masculine, that has been adopted and stored in the DNA for thousands and thousands of years. All right. So this is like in their core being, this fear of, if I fail or come up inadequately, then something catastrophic is going to happen. So remember this. So that's really, really important when we're working with the masculine, when we're someone who wants to date a masculine. All right. So now we kind of understand this. Their most deep inherited fear and wound is the fear of failure and not being enough. Okay. So when a feminine starts into a relationship and she, things are going well and she's got an unhealed witch's wound, the fear of abandonment and betrayal, she's going into this all, I like this person, creating all of these ideals in her head, planning the wedding, looking at engagement rings after like 2 weeks of talking to and dating this person, starting to prioritize them, starting to do all of this kind of stuff. And the masculine is sitting there kind of going, what? Like, they're very confused as to why this feminine is putting so much stock in them so early, especially when this masculine hasn't really done anything to like prove his worth. All right. So this is like a twofold problem that starts to play out with this. When the masculine witnesses this, one, he's like, I haven't really done anything to like prove my worth to this feminine. So why is she prioritizing me so much? So here's one thing that happens. He suddenly starts thinking, well, if I haven't done anything super special to really show her how valuable I am, and she's already putting me up on this pedestal, men have a natural desire to hunt and pursue. Okay. So when we've already done that and we've taken all of the pursuit out of it, and we are then in essence also devaluing ourselves, saying, hey, you don't have to do anything to prove, you don't have to do anything to show me, because I'm going to take whatever I can get, right? This is the vibe that we're putting out, even though that's probably not how we really feel. I'm going to go ahead and say that. It's probably not the energy that we're intentionally trying to put out, but this is the vibe that we're giving to this person. So they're sitting back and going, I mean, if they're willing to just, go for anything, this is why they start pulling back, and then they place us in a pile of, this is an option, versus this is someone I want to prioritize. This is someone who I want to pursue. This is someone who I want to, try to make something happen with. And we go into this, okay, like chase is, like, this isn't there. There's no chase, there's no pursuit, there's no anything. This person already thinks I'm everything to them. So what's the point in putting in any more effort, right? So that's one of the parts. The second part, understanding the wounding that the masculine carries in this warrior's wound energy. This is when they also go, holy, you know what? That is a lot of pressure, right? That's a lot of pressure to put on someone whose biggest fear is being a failure and being inadequate, to suddenly put all of our energy, all of our happiness on them, all of everything, right? It's like suddenly it's like, you're my everything. You're going to make me happy. You're going to do all this stuff for me. And they're like, what? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't even believe in myself. Like, how am I going to do that for you? So they start to pull away and shut down. All right. And then what happens? Those that have an unhealed witch's wound, the fear of betrayal and abandonment, this is highly activating, right? Because now we're getting triggered that we're being abandoned. So that witch's wound energy pops up. And we're sitting there going, oh my God, they're going to abandon me. They're leaving me. I trusted this person. I thought that we had a future, right? Because we already created all of these scenarios in our head and placed all this value on someone before really even knowing, is this person someone who really can give me what I want? Is this person someone who can really make me happy? Is this someone who's really compatible with me and my desires and my heart's wishes and all of these things that I want to accomplish in life? But we've already kind of like flump, because we self-abandon and self-betray, and we just say, okay, here's my heart, right? Here it is. Please love me back. And then when they don't, it's incredibly re-traumatizing and highly activating. And I know I'm being a little bit sarcastic here, but I really want to kind of sink into the reality of how hurtful this can be. And so often as feminines, we show up in this energy where we do this, right? We do this, and then we're kind of like, I don't understand. So then we feel betrayed, right? So what happens is the masculine perpetuates his warrior's wound energy by saying, I'm going to fail. So I'm going to go ahead and start failing because that's what I believe I'm going to do. And then the feminine says, well, I'm afraid they're going to abandon and betray me. So we go ahead and concoct all of these scenarios in our brain, making the relationship more than what it really has become. And then when the masculine steps into their own fear of the warrior's wound and they start withdrawing, then I knew it. Everyone abandoned me. Everyone betrays me. Let me go ahead and reconfirm this limiting belief that I have. So we're all perpetuating these cycles of suffering because we have not healed our warrior's wound or our witch's wound. This is something that is essential if we're wanting to have a healthy relationship with someone, okay? So if you are someone who is struggling with this exact thing, if you're listening to this and saying, I do that, oops, that's okay. First thing I want to ask you to do is just kind of place your hands on your heart and say, I forgive you. I forgive you. I'm learning. I'm human. I'm having a human experience. And I'm learning. And I forgive you. Okay? That's the first thing. Second thing is I want you to drop in the comments the word video. Because I have created a video to walk you through the exact steps for how to heal your witch's wound. All right? This applies to the masculine. Just exchange the word witch's wound in the video to the warrior's wound. It's a very similar process, except the program for the masculine is a little bit different because it's for the masculine, and there's different things that the masculine wants to learn than the feminine wants to learn, right? So if you want to break out of this cycle If you want to start being able to have healthy relationships and being able to go into dating and going into a relationship where you have freedom, right? Where you're not afraid anymore that someone's going to betray you, because you don't betray yourself. And you give someone the opportunity and time to show you who they are, to show you if there's someone that you want to be a partner with. They show you this because we're no longer becoming too emotionally attached way too soon before having any evidence or any proof of the type of person this really is. Okay? For the masculines, if you're terrified that you're going to let someone down because maybe a past relationship failed, maybe this is just what you've been told for a very long time, or maybe your whole life by a parent or by a spouse or by whoever, you need to hop in that program too. Because until you can truly build up your sense of security in yourself and also stand in an energy of understanding too that I'm also human, I'm also learning, and failure is simply learning something that didn't work. It doesn't mean that I am a failure. It just means that what I was doing in that situation was not something that was honoring myself, and it didn't work. Okay? So I'm going to learn from that, and I'm going to step firmly into my power, and I'm going to start being more mindful with my boundaries, with my expectations, and with my pursuit of the feminine. All right? So we just have to learn to forgive ourselves. Again, if you want the video, drop the comment or the word video down below, and I will send it over to you. All right? I hope that this helps. I hope that this cleared up some stuff. And if you have any questions, comment them below or shoot me a message. Bye.